Welcome to Vampires and Mermaids. I'm Erin.
I'm Risha.
We didn't introduce the first episode of the second season, so welcome to the second episode of the second season, which is also introducing our new spin-off series, which is very exciting.
Yes. Which we haven't really named yet, but
Yeah, I'll think about it.
we'll do it. Yeah, I'm going to pull up the intro to Buffy the Vampire Slayer for you.
Ooh. I have not, for background, I've not seen any Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I know that Lily from How I Met Your Mother is in it. And
she is.
That's like all I know.
Have you ever seen Bones?
I've seen like 2 episodes.
Okay,
I want to
so
see more.
David
It looks good.
Boreanaz is in that.
Okay.
He's in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Who else is a big one that I can... Oh, Sarah Michelle. Have you seen Scooby-Doo, the live action?
Yeah.
Daphne.
Ah!
She's
Oh my God.
Buffy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I
Right?
love Scooby-Doo live action. Both of them.
Me too.
Like the OG ones, right? Like the
Yes.
2005-ish era. Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched it last night while I was sewing.
Amazing.
And I was like, yep, this needs to be done. And so this first episode, I did a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Like what I'm going to be explaining to you. And then the next ones, I think I'll just be like, so this happened.
Sweet. Are these like 45-minute episodes?
Oh gosh, how long is Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I never knew if it's like a 30-minute or an hour. Or...
I think it's closer to an hour.
Okay.
But here we have...
Ooh. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Okay, that looks super cool. Can we keep that in?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
think so.
Excellent.
Hoping they wouldn't come for us.
I mean, that'd be really freaking rude. We make no money on this.
Sponsor us instead.
Right, yeah.
So it starts out at it's nighttime and it's high school and there's this demure blonde girl.
Is that Daphne?
No,
Okay.
not yet. She's demure, she's shy, she's acting scared, and then there's a guy with her, and they both look kind of high school age.
Sure.
And they break a window and
And
break
this is
into the
90s,
school.
right?
Mhm,
Okay.
middle late 90s.
Sure.
Yep. So they break a window and they go into the school and they're walking around and she's like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "There's nothing to be afraid of, you know." And she's like, "You should be afraid of me." And her face changes.
Yes.
And then she like bites him.
I love it.
So that's how you're introduced immediately. And then it shifts to another scene where there's this nightmare and like this darkness and then Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Daphne. Yeah, she wakes up with a start and it's like bright. It's the first day at her new school.
Oh boy.
Her mom takes her to school and one of the first things she says is make friends and try not to get kicked out.
Oh boy. Okay, so we have a history.
We have a history.
Okay.
Yeah. And a boy named Xander.
Oh.
You don't know his name yet, but
Yeah.
I know his name.
Yeah.
He's skateboarding and he's like, "Excuse me," blah, you know, like, "Get out of my way," you know, being all
The
dorky.
cool goofy guy.
And then he crashes while he is staring at the new girl, staring at Buffy.
I mean, she is stunning.
She
So that's
is
fair.
stunning. And then as he's staring at her, you know, she walks in and then he goes up to Willow, who is in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay.
So very younger version of her though.
I love that her name's always a plant. I've only seen her in those 2 things. I'm sure she's in other stuff.
But he walks up to her and he's like, "Hey, I need help with the math homework." She's like, "Oh, what part?" And he says, "The math."
Me. that was literally me in high school and middle school.
But Xander goes up and he's you know trying to ask about the new girl. There's another dude that's in their friend group and he's like, "Yeah, you hear about this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, tell me about her." And he's like, "New girl. That's
all we know." Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're a font of information."
Well, this is pre-social media here. So like, what do you
Yes,
expect the guy to
right.
do?
So he kind of finds his way into like doing a meet cute with her by crashing into her by accident. And then her book bag, explodes.
Of course.
All her stuff goes
Pick all the
everywhere.
books up.
Yep. And then he's helping her, get everything together. She's rushing and because she was just at the principal's office.
Oh.
Because, he's like, I hear you've had a record at this other school, but you know what? In Sunnydale High.
Sunnydale High.
Yeah, it's Sunnydale High.
I love it.
He's like, it's Sunnydale High. We all have a clean slate. And he rips it up in front of her.
Good job, principal.
And he's like, it doesn't matter if you've... And then he looks at
no.
and he starts taping it back together.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, no. You started out strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she leaves there to go to class and, bumps into Xander and all her stuff flies out. And then she rushes off. And then he's like, you forgot your steak? And he's like, this is weird. And then you see Buffy in class in history, and the teacher says something about go to this page in this book, and you'll notice, and she's looking around because she doesn't have a textbook.
Sure.
And this girl next to her is like, oh, here, and like leans over and shares the book with her. And it's like, you can get a book probably at the library, so if you need to go get it. And then she immediately starts talking with her, and they're kind of vibing, they're having a good time. But she immediately starts testing her fashion / like pop culture thoughts.
Oh.
And then after they go like do this exchange, she's like, you passed. And then she sees Willow at the water fountain and immediately just insults her and is just this jerk to her.
Oh.
And is like, you can't like take up space here. And then she turns to Buffy and says, if you want to fit in here, ... you got to not deal with the losers.
Oh my God, this gives such Draco Malfoy vibes.
A little bit.
To deal with the right sort.
You find out her name is Cordelia.
Of course it is.
Yep. And she also tells Buffy about the place to be in town, which is the Bronze, which is a club. She's like, that's the only place to be in town. Others are there too, but what can you do?
Bitch.
Then she goes to the library. Buffy goes to the library, to get a book.
Yeah.
For school textbooks. And the librarian comes out and he sees her and he's like, I know exactly what you're looking for. And he goes back and he brings out this giant tome that has vampire on it, like with the YR. Boom! Places it right in front of her. And she went, no. She like backs away and she's like, that's not what I'm looking for. No.
I need a history textbook, please.
And then it like pans to another person in a locker room who opens up their locker and the dead guy that we saw at the beginning just falls on her.
Oh. Was Cordelia the one who killed him?
No.
Oh.
No, they look different.
Okay.
Much different.
All right.
Cordelia has brown hair.
Okay.
Is very tan. And the one that did
blonde and
everything,
sickly
very
white.
blonde and yeah. And so then Buffy leaves the library and sees Willow sitting out in like the little courtyard outside.
Sure.
She goes over to her and she's like, hi, how's it going? Talking to her. And Willow is like, weren't you just like hanging out with Cordelia? And she said, I can't do both.
I can tell the right sort for myself.
Well, when Buffy says I can't do both, Willow says not legally.
That's funny.
And then Buffy is asking about Giles, who you find is the librarian.
Okay. Who is obviously super. Of course, his name's Giles.
His name is Giles.
I love
and
that.
He's very British.
Oh my God, of course. I love it.
And that's Willow starts talking to her about him. And she's like, oh, he's new. He just came here and he brought all of these books from England and all of this information. And I'm the most dullest person alive. Like, she starts getting really excited. Then she's like, oh, shoot.
I'm lame. Yeah,
right. And then Xander and a dude show up to sit with them. And they start talking. And they're super awkward, like trying to be cool guys, but they're just coming off as like, what are you doing?
Yeah, sit down.
And then Xander's like, oh, I just wanted to return your steak. All I can think is you're building a really little fence.
Aww, that's cute.
And she says, well, this is what we use for self-defense in LA.
Amazing.
And then the word keen comes out every once in a while. And I'm like, ooh, it's dated.
Yeah.
Yep.
There it is.
And then Cordelia shows up to them in the courtyard. And she's like, are these guys bothering you?
My God.
She's like, no, we're hanging out.
Cordelia, chill.
And she wanted to tell her that gym class is canceled because this guy was found dead in a locker.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then Buffy starts asking questions about him and like, were there little holes in his neck? And then she's like, Cordelia responds, morbid much? And then she rushes off and Cordelia's like, what's her deal? And she goes over to the door to get in to look at the body and it's locked.
Right.
And then you see her have super strength because she just
pulls
it open. She like breaks the lock and you see the part of the door kind of break too.
Sweet.
And then she sees the body, she sees the holes on the neck, and she goes back to the librarian. She goes to see Giles. And,
my dude.
And is like, this is funny. Da, da, da. Like, isn't this interesting?
Nah, Giles is good shit. I hope.
And he's like, oh my goodness, and talking to her. And she's like, I didn't think this was going to happen. And he's like, how could you not think this was going to happen? And she's like, it's my first day here. And she's mad that she can't be normal. And she says she doesn't care about it at all. And then Giles goes off on her about how she's the Slayer.
Okay.
She is the Slayer.
Oof.
And she has this duty. There's one girl born to every generation.
Damn.
And
I knew Giles would be good shit.
Right.
That's amazing.
He's so great. I love him.
Is he a consistency throughout? Fuck yes. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
And they go back and forth talking about this and how there's an energy in this town that is happening. And they talk about vampires and killing and staking. And Xander is like on the other side of the door and he's hearing everything. He's like, what the heck?
Hell? Yeah.
Like, and then it suddenly shifts to this pit. Like you see this pit where it's kind of like a cave pit thing.
Sure.
And you get in there and you see this vampire just kind of like kneeling on the ground.
Okay.
And he says the sleeper will wake. He says it 4 times.
Oh boy.
And then after the 4th time he says, and the world will bleed. Amen.
Ominous.
And then it shifts back to Buffy in her bedroom now, trying to figure out what to wear to the bronze because she's going to go to the
of
bronze.
course.
She's going to the club.
What can go wrong there?
And her mom's like, you're going out? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go to the bronze. It's a club in town. And she says, are there boys there? And she's like, no, Mom. There's only nuns.
Right. Yeah. We are segregated by gender in this entire town, yes.
And her mom goes, oh, I understand the dangers of over-nurturing. I read all these books, but I think it's going to be really good here for us. And like talks about it. And then Buffy leaves and she's walking to the club and she notices a man following her.
Nope.
And
it ain't Giles.
It ain't Giles. And so she kind of walks a little faster, ducks into an alley, and then you see him go into the alley, but she's not there.
Okay.
Because then it goes upward, and you see her doing like holding a pole kind of that's going across, like in like handstand, but like she's just holding up there. Again, her strength you're seeing. And then she like flips around and kicks him in the back.
Whoa.
So that he falls forward and is like, why are you following me? And he's like, I know what you're thinking, but don't worry, I don't bite.
Double entendre.
And he says a couple of different things, and one of the things is like, you're standing at the mouth of hell. And she keeps talking. She's like, I don't care, leave me alone.
Right.
I didn't sign up for this. Like, go away.
Classic teen savior in denial.
And he's like, you got to be ready for the harvest.
Oh, no. That's not good.
He gives her a cross necklace. He throws it at her. And she's like, who are you?
Right.
I don't even know you. And he's like, well, let's just say I'm a friend. And she says, maybe I don't want a friend. And he says, didn't say I was yours.
Oh, sick burn. Can we like see his face?
Yes.
Is he like young? Is he old?
He's younger.
Okay.
Is
this a love interest, perhaps?
Maybe.
Maybe. Is he a little love triangle?
It's David Boreanaz.
And he's from Bones, right?
He's from
Bones.
Bones.
I think I saw him in the intro and I was like, yes, him. Okay, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. Do you know how this got tangent? Do you know how this guy got cast?
No, but I'm hoping it's like the captain from Austin Land.
Oh, that's great.
Philip just called me. Finish this and then I'll call him back. Yeah.
So he's walking his dog down the street and the casting director sees him.
No shit. I love when that happens.
And this guy has this whole huge career after this.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. Like, that's what he looks
Damn.
like.
That's the not your friend boy. Oh, those
the lips.
Oh, yeah, there has. Okay. Because I was like, depending on how attractive this man is and if he's age appropriate, like that was a sexual tension interaction,
Well,
right?
it was kind of silly then because later, anytime she refers to him in this episode, she's like, I really didn't like him.
I mean, yeah, he's cocky, but also like, he hot. Oh.
So she goes into the bronze, which I really enjoy the bronze in this whole entire show, like through seasons.
Okay.
Because every single time there's a different band playing.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really cool. You get like different music throughout the entire thing at the bronze.
I love that.
And so she finds Willow just sitting, just having a little drink.
Our girl.
And she goes up and is talking to her, and she's like, and Willow says something about how she was waiting for Xander and she hopes Xander's coming. And
oh no, Willow likes Xander, but Xander likes Buffy, and then there's this hot guy. Oh no.
And Buffy's like, oh, did you guys used to date and or are you guys together, is pretty much what she said. And Willow was like, no, we broke up. And Buffy's like, oh, why? And Willow says, he stole my Barbie.
What?
Well, we were 5, so they were 5 years old.
Willow,
Right?
she's still
she's pining so hard. And Buffy's like, well, why don't you go, find somebody and talk to them, just
Buffy's
strike
like,
up a conversation. And Willow's like, I don't do well with that.
I love
I
her.
know. And she's like, Buffy's like, just seize the moment,
Yeah.
just go talk,
Yeah.
just be yourself.
I love a confident main character, and like, I love when it's a little reversed because it's not like the like, I'm not that pretty girl's the lead, and it's like, oh my god, fucking stop. But I love like the confident girl who's like, go talk to the boy.
Yeah, do it.
With
You're
the friend
great.
who's like, I don't talk to people.
She literally says, seize the moment.
Aww.
And then she says, well, and she sees Giles.
Oh,
And so
Giles.
she's like, oh, I will be back. I have to go take care of something.
I love that
but I will
Giles
be
is
back.
casually at the bronze.
Right.
Because he's obviously there to talk to her, I'm sure. Okay.
And
He's probably like so uncomfortable.
he's so uncomfortable. You could tell. And he's like, it's too loud. I hate this.
Yep.
When she tells Willow that she's leaving, she'll be back, Willow says, oh, you don't have to come back. Like, you don't have to do that for me.
I'm so glad I've seen How I Met Your Mother and have seen that actress, because I can picture it so clearly. And she is like, she displays that perfect, like cutesy, but like a little pathetic. Like she does that so well.
She does.
But like in a lovable way, not like a like, oh, shut the
like,
fuck
oh my
up,
gosh,
get
I'm
over yourself.
tired of
Yeah.
you. No, it's like, oh,
honey, yes. Oh my gosh, okay.
So she goes up and talks to Giles, and she goes back and forth with him, and he's like, you need to be looking for these vampires, because I bet you they're like, hone in, see, like, you have powers beyond what you know, and it's like, you need to hone, figure that, like, look over and see. And he's like going through this whole thing about how she can hone and be thinking and figure out, sense
Such a
them.
hype man.
And she's like, right there's a vampire right there. And he's like, you can't possibly know that. She's like, look at him. His sleeves are rolled up. He's got clothes that you would not be caught dead in unless you're 10 years in the ground. And so she's looking at fashion to see that this guy is out of date. And Giles is like, well, you got to do something about that. And she's like, well, he looks like he is kind of, it's Willow.
Oh, no.
Willow is seizing the moment.
Oh, no. Oh, god damn it.
No.
Oh.
And so she goes down and she kind of follows them out, and then she hears this noise and she like gets her stake out and goes to like, whoa. And she lifts Cordelia off the ground and has a stake close to her, and she's like, crap. Sorry. And then Cordelia is like, what's your deal? And then Buffy like runs off and tries to go find the dude, and Cordelia is like, hold up, I have to call everyone I know ever. And she has to tell everyone about this like freakazoid, And Buffy is like running off trying to find Willow.
Right.
And she finds Xander, who is like, yeah, you're going to go get some vampires? Like,
He
And
gives
she's
like Gordo from Lizzie McGuire.
a little bit.
That's like the
yeah.
vibe he's giving me.
And Buffy's like, shut up. This is serious.
Yeah.
If you don't help me, like, where would Willow go?
Right,
you know?
right.
And he's like, I don't know. And then they end up finding them. The guy takes her to the graveyard.
Okay.
And they get to a mausoleum. And in the mausoleum, you see the girl who was at the beginning, who bit the guy and killed him.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And she had found the other dude that had been hanging out with Xander and Willow, and she brought him to the mausoleum.
Oh, boy.
And so they're all in there, and Buffy, finds them. And as they're like in there, then you see underneath the ground, you see this like kind of like Voldy looking guy rise out of like this kind of blood pit. And he's blocked from leaving this like pit, this cavern. He needs more strength. And
Yep.
in this mausoleum, there's several vampires, and Buffy, when she walks in, she almost immediately, this one runs at her, she stakes and poofs him, and that's the one that took Willow.
As my mom's boyfriend would say, poof gone.
Yep, poof gone. And then there's like a, who are you, from Darla, you find out is the blonde one who was at the beginning. Her name is Darla. She's like, who are you? And Buffy's like, don't you know?
Yes.
And then as she's like talking to her, this dude comes up behind her, the big one who was chanting at the beginning, like in the middle kind of, and he picks her up and throws her.
Ooh.
And then has an exchange with Darla about how she was supposed to bring people to the master. And then he goes, I'll deal with the little girl. And he's like, you're strong. I'm stronger. And he like throws her into a coffin.
Oof.
And he wants the earth to belong to the old ones again.
Oh, boy.
And then there's this dramatic long pause while she's like in the coffin. Her back is like at the bottom of the coffin in the mausoleum, so it's more of a sarcophagus. But she's kind of looking up, and there's this long pause. And then he like jumps in over her.
Jump
and
scare.
then he's like kind of like going down over her like he's gonna bite her, and you see his like mouth open with like his teeth, and then it has the to be continued.
Oh my God, are you shitting me?
No.
Risha!
That is episode 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my God. No, I am on pins and fucking needles. Are you kidding?
No.
Okay, we are absolutely doing the spinoff.
Okay.
I'm obsessed. Do you just want that to be the first spinoff?
Sure.
I'm down with that. That can
Yeah.
just be its episode if you want.
I'm game for that.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah, if you love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, check out Vamps and Murs on Instagram. And you can always email Vamps and Murs and spelt out at gmail.com. Let us know what's your favorite, Buffy episode.
Right. There is a musical episode, and that has to be one of my favorites.
Okay,
Just FYI.
Is it like the Grey's Anatomy musical special? It's like perfectly cringy but great at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's a good time.
Are you pumped? Because I'm pumped.
I'm so pumped.
Okay.
I love this. It's kind of like Buffy-less, Potterless.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We could call it that.
We could.
I love this. Stay thirsty and keep wet.
Cover your necks and watch your tail.
Obscurantism and obfuscation.
Orally observed, gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Gentle listener.
Obviated objects of oblivion.
Obambulating about.
Offered unto you.
Offered unto you.
Offered unto you.
In the Tapestry Radio Network.
TapestryRadio.org.
From our fancy to yours.